Wonderful. All right, what you do the thingy?
Well, I don't want to do the thingy.
Why?
I don't know. What am I supposed to say?
I think we said it's going to be like, hi, hey. Do you look at the camera?
Wait, what am I saying? Welcome back to our channel. No, you say it. Just say it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Way off topic.
I'm Danielle.
She answers the phone,
And I'm Kristen.
does outreach and marketing.
And I'm Keith.
I operate the gear and sing the theme song.
Welcome back to the
Way off topic.
We-
Engage in off topic discussion.
all day, every day. First, let's start with aliens. Kristen, what are your thoughts, beliefs, ideas, aliens? Yes or no?
Definitely yes.
Definitely yes.
Definitely yes.
Now, have you seen an alien?
I have not personally seen an alien, no.
UFO?
Questionable.
Do
Questionable.
tell. Do
Well,
tell.
Route 2, when you're coming down Route 2, there's always these weird lights in the sky. Really?
Really?
Yeah. But I don't think they're aliens. They're probably not.
Okay.
I don't know. Have you?
No, I would like to. I want to go, randomly like out west where it's like no light pollution and just lay there.
Just lay
Just
there.
lay there like on a sleeping bag and just stare up at the sky the whole time. I feel like you have to at that point. There's no way that you're not going to be able to. I feel like they're around all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
They're watching us.
I don't know if they're watching us all the time, but they're just like doing their thing. But
What does their thing actually mean?
well, that's what we don't know. And the more you hear about it possibly being like interdimensional versus aliens, which I don't know where I stand on that. Like, is there interdimensional to beings that are like going through these like weird loopholes in these channels and stuff like that? They're saying the oceans are like the biggest cut through or something.
What do you mean?
Like either they live in the ocean or they reside in the ocean and come up, and that's why like we can never see them on like radars until certain points. Again, whether that's aliens or interdimensional, who knows? But if you think about it, like the ocean is widely undiscovered.
True. So you think they could live like below the ocean?
Yeah.
Like they're almost like amphibians?
They could be. We don't know, but yes. Or there's a portal in the ocean.
That's what I would like to believe.
A portal?
I think that's cooler.
There has to be, because we know we can't travel. We know they can't travel fast or as fast as, I guess we don't know anything. But if we think about travel as we know it, it would be impossible to come from like another galaxy to our galaxy by aircraft.
Right.
Because it would just take way too long. So there has to be, if you watch Star Wars,
There has to be.
there has to be another
be.
way. And we just haven't figured it out yet, which I think is completely possible because if you think about it, we are a baby planet in a baby galaxy. There's billions of galaxies out there right now that have been in formation for billions and billions of years longer than we have. So I think it's completely, plausible that these creatures have figured out ways to travel much quicker than we have.
So you think that they're coming in from the portals versus a UFO? So they're not seen.
I'm not sold one way or the other. I believe each is possible.
Each is possible.
Like a portal is possible, or maybe they are just super, super fast.
No, what do you think they look like? Like, what do you think their size is?
Well, let me tell you. So you didn't see this at all yesterday about the
No.
Mexican Congress hearing?
No,
Oh,
I did not.
My goodness. All right. Let me tell
Oh,
you.
so I just like gave you a segue and I didn't even know.
You did, because I've been waiting for this. So again, this was I think time difference or whatever. They must have done it the night before. And so we were getting the news yesterday.
Okay.
So this ufologist, I don't know. He's a self-proclaimed ufologist. He went before the Mexican Congress and had a hearing. And he brought with him 2 alien corpses.
What?
2 alien corpses. Okay. So he starts talking and briefing Congress. You know, this is like not like, hey, TMZ, look what I found. This is Congress. And as he's like briefing them about what he has, like somebody's unboxing the coffin. So it's 2 coffins.
Unboxing the coffin.
Yes, it's a reveal.
That's my favorite genre of YouTube video is corpse unboxings.
Yes, yes. So these corpses, they're very small.
Did you see?
Oh, I have pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, they showed the pictures. They put the
What?
They put
How did
the
I miss
whole
this?
hearing live. So there's video of it and everything. So these corpses, they are white looking and they look like your typical alien. So they have like a really big head, a long skinny body, and they each have like 3 fingers on each side. One of them was pregnant. Okay. Okay. And these bodies were found in Peru in 2017. And they're they're like 1,000 years old is what they're assuming.
So why did he wait this long to unbox them bring them to
I don't
Congress?
know. I don't know if he had to just wait for them to be like, okay,
He just
well,
had them chilling in his
well,
house?
they did a lot of testing on them. So like, they're not mummies. They're just complete, like almost like fossilized bodies.
And who is this guy?
His name is Jamie. I forget his last name. I didn't write it down.
Is he like...
He's the ufologist.
Oh, that's right.
The
Okay.
self-proclaimed ufologist.
His name is Jamie Maussan, a self-described UFOologist.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And he also had a forensic expert and a military doctor that was on site. And they kind of walked through the scans and they had really big brains, really big eyes. They also lacked teeth and just assumed that they only drank. Would you like to see a picture?
I definitely want to see a picture.
All right.
And I have lots of questions.
You know, and I wish I had the answers for you at this point. But so that's one of them. I know you can't see it over there, but I'm just going to hold it. Maybe we can zoom in.
It looks a little bit like Baby Yoda.
It looks like E.T.
It looks like E.T.
It definitely, like, E.T. did not phone home. And
So he brought these in somewhat of a coffin.
2 coffins, basically, 2 little caskets.
And so has he been preserving them further?
I think they were already just very
they're
well
just-
preserved.
oh.
Like they were found
And where were they found?
Peru.
Like on the side of the road, or
no,
like
I think like in the rubbles, in the dug up, if you will.
So does the big brain mean that they're smart, or does it mean they're not smart?
I think smart. Something about the big eyes too. Like they had this like crazy kind of vision because their eyes were so big, but that's like scientific talk. I don't understand that. I just want to, I just want to know and I want to see it. And, you know, compared to what the US did a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, and when we had our, you know, hearings and the guy was basically like, yes, there's aliens. And everyone's like, all right, cool. Like, can we see them? And he's like, I can tell you where you can see the files off the, like after we get out of this. And like everybody else wants to just see it and wants to know.
Yeah.
And he's telling people, oh yes, I know of, you know, government officials that have been physically assaulted by these beings or even physically assaulted by other government officials, like to keep the information of the beings quiet.
The beings.
And I think the US was underwhelmed. And I think they expected a bigger reaction from the public.
Yeah.
And people were like, cool, do I still have to pay my bills? Milk is $5.69 for a half gallon. So maybe aliens aren't that important.
Right.
Especially if you're not going to show us the bodies or the crafts
Yeah, we need
or the
proof.
wreckage.
We need some proof here.
They also recently, like a couple weeks ago, found in the ocean, back to the ocean, it was a professor from Harvard. He basically gathered all these little orbs almost that came from a meteor, but not from our galaxy. How did it get here? We don't know.
We don't know.
Can you look that up?
A meteor not from our galaxy?
That so he Look up the Harvard professor that found the orbs in the ocean.
I'm going to go ahead and Google Harvard ocean orbs. Let's see how this goes.
Yes, we'll see how this goes. It wasn't that long ago. It was like a couple weeks ago. And I believe the way it was worded was it was from a meteor, not from our galaxy. How they know this, I don't know.
Harvard professor Avi Loeb was combing the floor of the Pacific Ocean looking for remnants for an asteroid strike when they turned up something not found in our solar system. According to USA Today.
Yeah.
That's also the headline, so
Okay.
take of that what
Yes.
you will.
From what I understand, people are like disputing it, or other professors from other colleges, but that's Harvard, sir.
Maybe we should ask Olivia. Maybe she would know.
Ooh. That's
You know,
can you
that
phone in a friend?
Yeah. Like, hello? Hello?
Not to rain on this parade, but the spheres that were found are so minuscule they require a microscope to see. So we just need to take Avi Loeb's word for it that he has looked at these spheres under a microscope.
And how do you think he would find out that they are not from our solar system? How would we know that?
Like all these things, unless it's independently verified by some sort of academic institution, like we have to take the claimant's
Just
word for it.
assume-
Yeah. And what possible reason could have someone for trying to create a hoax and get famous? I can't think of what possible reason someone might try that.
So does that go back to what Bill was talking about with like tiny things? Remember he was talking, what was that called?
Quantum. One of those tiny things just got lodged in my throat.
Quantum
No,
what?
Bill was talking about quantum mechanics, which is like the physics of how things that are smaller than atoms function and how
Oh, okay.
they don't behave by the same rules.
Oh, so that wouldn't be the same.
No.
No, but
No, he was. You guys were discussing ghosts at the time, and so he said that there's phenomenon that we can't fully understand because we don't have the technology to fully observe it yet. So basically, he was leaving the door open for we don't know everything, but
Right.
also I think you guys are wrong about ghosts.
correct.
is what he was getting at.
He's like, that's not going to be the answer.
That's
which
not it.
I will.
I think Danielle asked him like, how would quantum physics affect ghosts, and he said, if I knew that, I'd be a Nobel laureate. So
So getting back to that conversation that we had the other day
Of ghosts?
of ghosts.
Okay.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Of course I do.
You do.
Well, yes, I want to. I think it's pretty cool.
Do you believe just in do you believe in like your ancestor ghosts? Like, do you believe like that people can actually talk to the dead? Like,
Yes, I do. I believe in like mediumships.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do. I know it's far fetched or it's
Have you ever been
wild.
to a medium?
I once actually years ago, just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
It was like a party.
Yeah.
And they had like a tarot card medium there. And it
Yep.
was just like, you paid $20 to like hang out with your friends and
Yeah.
and do it. And it wasn't like shocking stuff, but it was stuff that I was like, oh, how would
Yeah.
she have known that? Like she talked about my grandmother who had just passed.
Yeah.
And she knew very certain things. And she's like, oh, she's up there with your yellow lab, like Nikki. And I was like, yeah. And like they literally died like, I think a month apart.
Oh my
It was
God.
just really weird because it's not something like I posted about like
Yeah.
social media or anything.
Yeah.
And then she talked about Alyssa's dad. And at the time, like she was still kind of involved with him. And
Yeah.
I, as you know, not a fan of him. And she was like, you got to end that. You got to end that connection because it's going to be, and it ended up getting
Oh, wow.
bad. And
Yeah.
it wasn't stuff that I didn't know already, but the fact that she knew it, I found pretty interesting.
So what's your take on that in life in general? Like, do you want to know the day you die?
No.
Like, do you want to know anything?
About how I die?
Not necessarily about how you die, but like what your future holds in any capacity. Like, are you into that or you're not?
I don't feel like, no, because I don't have any like big questions at this stage of my life.
Yeah. I don't want to know.
I'm not like, am I going to get married? Am I going to have kids? Like the things that have already happened have happened.
True.
So
True.
like, I'm not going to say like what other milestones do I have in my life, but
Death. Death would be the next one.
it's pretty much it.
Do I want to know when I'm going to die? No.
I'm going to read your future right now, Danielle.
Yes, please.
You're going to have some Taco Bell.
I was debating that honestly for tonight because
is very true.
it's Thursday night.
It's
you know?
Thursday. It's taco night.
But I did get it Tuesday.
Taco
2 nights in
Thursday.
1 week is a little risque, but
So let's talk about Taco Bell.
no, let's go. Wait, I want to go back. I want to go back.
We're gonna go back.
We can talk about Taco Bell
Okay.
all the time, every
All
day,
right,
not
all
just
right,
Bel
let's
Grande,
go back.
cheese and gordita crunch. Like the list goes on.
All right, we'll go back.
We got to go back because
You got to keep me focused.
yeah, let's stay. Tacos are for later. But have you ever done any like medium or tarot or any of that kind of stuff?
I have not, but I do have a close friend that has done it several times, and her mom died about a year ago, and she maybe that was 2 years ago. But she's gone, and she's had phenomenal results.
Yeah.
And it's literally only stuff like her mom knew. So I love hearing about those stories.
Yeah.
Like I myself, I believe, they say like you have to sort of believe to be able to like get anything from it.
Sure, yeah. You can't go in there
You
completely
can't go in there,
closed
yeah,
off.
not believing. But I think I'm on the fence of believing, but I've seen so many things that are real, and like she's a really close friend that I trust.
Yep.
So, I mean, the stuff she was telling me, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Like I literally could not believe it.
Yeah.
So I think it's fascinating. Like I would love to go and like actually get something out of it.
Enjoy. I watch all those medium shows though too. So I watch even just the ghost shows where they bring in. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Where it's the regular Joe Schmo or whatever, and he's just going in to play around with things, and then they bring the medium in before or
Right.
after, and they kind of have mold together their findings at a different time. And I find it really interesting. There's a really good show on Netflix. What's it called? After Death, Afterlife, something like that. And it's just 4 episodes, and it's all different things. Like the first one is about people who died and then come back.
Yep.
And then also people who have past life experience, and then mediumships. And it was just a really interesting show. And one of them was a physical medium. So she has like, they take over her body to talk. It was wild.
That is really
it's wild.
weird.
And it was not in America. I want to say it was like Norway or something. So they have like a whole center, and people come on a weekly basis. And like she has a group of people that sit around her every single week. They have to go. It's the same people, and they like raise the vibrations, if you will, and they sing and they do all this stuff, and then she channel. It's trippy.
What about like hypnosis? Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I've never
Like,
done
have you
it,
ever
but
seen like people on stage that are like hypnotized and like get up and dance?
only
and,
in
like,
shows, like only in like a comedy.
Like we need to find that. Like we totally need to find that.
I would
go.
go.
I would go.
I have been at a couple of those before, just from like happening upon it.
Yeah.
And it only works some of the time,
Oh.
which makes me believe it's much more psychological than magical.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
and what they usually do is the hypnotist, he'll call a bunch of people up who want to volunteer.
Okay.
And he will go through and carefully select like 3 of them.
Yep.
And so he's specifically looking for people who are probably susceptible to suggestion.
Yeah.
I think it's not a magical. I
You're
think
like,
it's
no.
Yeah, like it's
not so magical.
Some combination of like psychological manipulation along with peer pressure and
Sure.
like the desire to please.
Yeah.
So
So the
yeah.
fact that you have to be like
like I
they
know,
put you
I know
out
for a
and-
fact it wouldn't work on me because I'd be like, no.
no,
No, definitely.
But that's the thing is I would never get past the screening process.
right?
'cause
They'd be
that's-
like, and goodbye to
that's
you.
probably written all over me. So,
Like, please
yeah.
sit down.
Yeah.
I find like I know they use it sometimes in therapy to relive
Stop smoking.
or yeah, for people to like also relive like past traumas that might be buried.
Yeah.
Again, whether or not it works and it's true,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you're right, Keith. I think that your brain like believes things
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
I went to that haunted house I was telling you about in Gardner.
Yep.
I guess it's supposed to be like the biggest like action like haunted house. Like the ghosts are very
Activity,
active.
Yeah.
And I'm petrified of that. Like honestly, I did not want to go. I had no desire to go whatsoever, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and just suck it up. And so at the time they did tours, and I think they're having the tours again, but several people died there. And
During the tours or
no, like they
Danielle's like, sign me up.
I'm like, let's go.
so someone on the third floor like burned to death in the bed, but they like self-combusted or something. It wasn't like a fire that started.
Oh, like spontaneous combustion?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like completely. So they
That was
said
on
that
X-Files.
Unrelated,
a
but
lot
do you
of-
guys know what my rap name was?
Spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous combustion.
shut up. Why have we not known this information
We
before
haven't done a podcast
now?
together yet.
And in other news, spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous
Oh
combustion coming at
my
you live.
God. Oh my
All
God.
right, sorry, carry on.
Precious.
So in this specific room, they said a lot of women in there like couldn't like breathe because it was a woman that died in this room. And I don't know if that was real or not, but the minute she said that, I was like, I can't.
You're like, oh no, it's
I gotta
heavy.
go.
It's-
I gotta go.
But and again, it's if your brain is telling you something, or somebody's telling you something, your brain's going to believe it, and maybe it's
And you're already on edge.
you
Like,
know, and like I've told you, like my grandmother, you know, claimed that she could pick up on spirits. Mabel's aunt actually gets nauseous, if that makes sense. So anytime she's like at a house that's supposedly, or maybe doesn't know it yet,
Yeah.
she gets immediately sick, like wants to throw up, has a huge migraine. And I'm like, well, you know, if you know the house is haunted before you go into it, she's like, no, there's been times, at least like one time they were going to a party and they were driving. They knew this house was going to be haunted. It was just like, they moved there. It was what it was. They had to
Yeah.
go to this party, like a housewarming or whatever. So they were driving down the street and she immediately got sick. And she's like, that's going to be the house. She's like, I'm already so sick. And so even before she parked the car, she knew. Gets inside and she's like, I was sitting on the couch and I felt somebody just like plop down so hard next to me. So every house that we bought together, I was like, Kim, can you come?
Yeah.
And
Just check it out.
Just give it a little whirl
Yeah.
before we sign those papers.
Absolutely.
Not that I wouldn't live in a haunted house, but I'd probably prefer not to.
Yeah, I definitely.
If
would
I
prefer
knew,
not
like,
to.
if people were like, this is I'd visit. I
Yeah.
don't want to sleep
I
there.
wouldn't want to live there either.
No, but I would like to go to one of those places.
You should go. They're having tours again.
My only fear, so yes, I'd be like afraid at the moment, but I'm also afraid that they'll follow you home.
Yeah, like that one I told you about.
It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
They like cling to
He took
you.
a bite of my Crunchwrap Supreme.
Who did this?
Yeah, I think they would want to go with you.
Or if they attach to you, or what? Like, it can happen. I don't know. You can cleanse yourself, I guess, but I have all the crystals at home. I could just,
What, like sage or like
Yeah.
what do you use?
I don't sage very often, but I do have crystals at home.
Sweet.
Like, I mean, piles of crystals. I really do. I
Well,
also
you live near-
I live next.
you
I live
live
next
next
door
to-
to a crystal shop, so that.
So what do crystals do? What does
They
that
all
do
do
for
different
you?
things if you believe in them.
So
Like
you
a
believe?
rose quartz, for example, brings you love and peace.
Mm-hmm.
So supposedly, you know, you can hold it. Like sometimes, like if I'm meditating, which I don't do often anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do, if I'm just like laying in bed trying to go to sleep and I'm listening to something, like I'll hold certain crystals, like whether it be like an amethyst for like relaxation and anti-anxiety, or a rose
Yeah.
quartz, like, and you can put them in different places.
Yeah, I
And
believe in that.
I like it. I mean, they're pretty regardless. So whether they work or not, they're pretty.
So
Keith,
what-
do you believe in crystals?
No.
What?
Big fat no. However, I mean, do you guys know about the placebo effect?
Yes.
You've heard about it's like, so the weird thing about placebos is that even if you know they don't work, they
Yep.
work.
Yeah.
Like there's something to be said for like, if you think it works, it probably does something
Yeah.
on the virtue of the fact that you think it works.
Right. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
is it really doing anything?
Is there a, like the way I see it is no, I don't think crystals do anything. I don't think they have any sort of energy or power that we don't
Yeah.
understand. That's a theory of science we're pretty thoroughly.
You're like, no, no, and
but
no.
at the same time, if you hold a crystal and think it's going to make you feel better,
Yep.
it will make you feel better.
Right.
And so like,
And then so you feel better.
so I don't think they do anything, but by virtue of the fact that like it's an effective placebo, they kind of do something.
Yep.
So
That's true.
It's kind of like splitting hairs at that point.
Right. and they're pretty.
However, I will say that if you use crystals to try to like replace a doctor,
Oh yes,
for a
no,
medical
and same with like essential oils. I love essential oils. I think they smell great. I believe certain things can do certain things, like tea tree oil. Is like antifungal or whatever. So certain things, but I would never be like, I'm dying. Let me drink a little bit of this,
Apple cider
eucalyptus
vinegar.
or something. Well, the apple cider vinegar is a different breed.
That's a whole
All in
other
itself. Again,
conversation.
it doesn't replace a doctor, but
Sorry.
oh my god!
Wow.
It's the spam calls. They never stop.
Speaking of, I just want to make sure I don't.
Yeah. How many voicemails do you have from clients?
Yeah, let's let me just make sure here real quick. Pause, please.
It's time for a shameless plug.
We'll be back to veering way off topic in just a moment, but first, a shameless plug for us here at Next Level Studios. All of this production, this podcast is possible because of this awesome space we have here in Fitchburg. We are completely multimedia capable, from portrait and product photography to live streaming, podcasting, commercial videography, and social media marketing. We can really do it all. We can be your one-stop shop. So please, next time you need to level up some marketing or you really need to get back on socials in a big way, think of us and maybe give us a call. Anyways, back to the nonsense.
We're gonna move on to the next segment. Am I in the wrong?
Those of you who scroll the internet probably know this by another name, but
Will be PC.
I've got a good one lined up for starters. Am I in the wrong for refusing to weigh myself in front of my partner? Here's the backstory. I, a female, and my fiance, a male, have already broken up over this. I need to know if I'm at fault. I'm very insecure about my weight, and I put on about 10 kilograms, which I don't know what that is in pounds, over COVID, work stress, and grief. I received an ultimatum in July from my fiance that if I did not lose enough weight by my birthday, the wedding at the end of this year is off. He demanded to know my starting weight. I was very distressed by this. I even saw a psychologist to help me process. I eventually cracked and told him what my current weight was. I work really hard, and I lost 5 kilograms. I don't know what that is in pounds.
About half though, so that's half.
For our European viewers, 5 kilograms in about 5 weeks. Yesterday, which happened to be my birthday, was the day of the weigh-in. He came over to visit. First thing in the morning, I wanted to get this over with. So I stood on the scale in my PJs, and turns out I had lost 6 kilograms. He weighs himself and then asks me to come back and re-weigh myself in front of him again with no clothes on. I refuse. My reasoning was I had already lost the weight, and this was just humiliating. He says I'm in the wrong because I refuse to do something that's very important to him. I think he's in the wrong because why would he make me go through this whole experience? Am I in the wrong?
Wow. Follow-up question. Is the man still alive? Do we know that? Because I don't think I would be able to contain myself from
There
not
are
committing
so many-
murder.
There are so many things wrong with that.
Why? So no, obviously she's not in the wrong.
No, she needs to run far, far, far away.
Why would anybody care about what the weight is?
Yeah, and what does he weigh?
Yeah.
Like what? It doesn't give you that.
It
right?
doesn't say.
No.
I'm sure much more than her, though.
Could you imagine? I don't even like weighing myself at the doctor. I'm like, this is an infringement upon my rights. Like, you should not be looking at this in front of everybody in the whole entire world. Like, why are we weighing ourselves in the hallway? First of all, like, let's go back.
And just the trust issue alone, like she can't tell. Okay, first of all, he shouldn't have even asked any of it.
No.
But like the fact that he asked for her to do it in front of him.
Well, she did it in front of him, right?
That's what it said.
With
It said
clothes
that
on.
With clothes
first.
on.
She actually lost more weight than he requested.
Right. And why? She would have lost more if she took the clothes off, too. I'm sure I would have been down something else because,
Yeah.
who weighs with clothes on? But of course, if you're weighing yourself in front of your partner, you probably do with clothes on anyway, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that.
He needs the psychologist.
They need to not get married.
The fact that she had to go to a therapist for that and he did not is so sad.
And it's like borderline psychopath.
That's
behavior. Like,
insane.
That is,
I could not even, and never mind you're weighing in on your birthday. and you're weighing
I
in
didn't even
in front of somebody, and then wants you to weigh in the nude. Like, that's so uncomfortable. Weighing yourself is uncomfortable regardless, but
Yeah.
then naked in front of somebody,
Never.
that's insane.
Now, to be fair, this was pulled from the internet.
It was pulled from the
People
internet.
can just make up a story for rage bait.
The thing is,
What?
I don't doubt anything anymore. I don't doubt, because there's some insane people and people who
also never fail to surprise. me for
Yeah.
how crazy and out of touch they can be.
Like, that's
So,
just sad. Like, it's very sad.
that would have broken
Like-
my heart.
Like, fun fact, I actually worked at Weight Watchers for several years, and we had to weigh ourselves in front of our coworkers. Like, you had to go through the program to work there. So I had lost like 50 pounds and I was at my goal weight. And so the four of us that worked there on Saturday mornings, once a month, we had to weigh ourselves. And then the other person had to, like, that would mean like all of us would have to weigh each other on Monday morning. And then we would have to send it to Jeremy. Like, literally, I would have to sign off that I saw your weight and it was the correct weight, because when I worked there, you had to be within 2 pounds of your goal weight or you got fired. Like, literally, like, if you were over your goal weight for like more than 6 weeks, you were put on probation, where somebody like, like one of the upper management people like would help you get back down to your weight. And then you'd get fired.
Could
if
you adjust
weren't.
your goal weight?
I mean, with
as
a
needed?
doctor's note, but like I understand the humility of all of that. So
Yeah.
like this would be like,
I still want to
Crossing
unpack
a line.
that. Like,
Yeah, I'm like,
Wait a
let's go back to that for a second there.
what better way to just decimate the morale of your company by like making them ashamed of themselves publicly in front of each other? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
yeah. And it was like, some weeks like 2 pound weight gain is not really that unheard of.
I mean, that's like
it's
you
like,
drank a lot of water. that
Exactly,
morning. Like,
especially like for women, like
Yeah.
it.
but on that note, so my job was literally the receptionist. Now, I worked another job like during the week, but this was like on Saturdays.
oh, so you weren't even, it wasn't even like you were like a consultant or a trainer or anything. You just worked
No, I
there.
just worked at like weighing people in and like buying products. Like, I wasn't by any stretch like, but they wanted everyone that was there to be thin because people that came in were coming in to get thin. So like,
But do you think
It was
having
like-
like real body types would be more comforting?
yeah,
People
you
at
would
ease
think.
more. Yeah.
Right, like
Yeah.
if you go to the gym and it's all like these buff, like hunky dudes or
Yeah.
whatever, these stick thin girls, you're like, no, thank you, I'm turning around and leaving. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely
I'm sure that's
not.
how you would respond to buff hunky dudes at the gym, Danielle. I'm sure.
Nobody likes a buff hunky dude. All right,
No, but like, you should have seen the people that came in there and were like, I have to go to the bathroom before I weigh in. Like, I have to take off every single layer of clothing. And then,
Working there shouldn't like remind you of like a UFC weigh-in. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, it was like
you
the
and
biggest
Conor
loser.
McGregor shouldn't have the same morning routine. You know, like
And then it was like, it was actually kind of psychological for me too, because I'd be like, okay, well, you're up like 5 pounds. Like, and then they would be like, what? Like, I did the work. Like they'd start like yelling at me. Like, like I had some sort of control
like
over
I'm
it.
so
Like,
I'm so sorry.
yeah. So then a few years after that, they made it so like we didn't have to say anymore. Like, we only said if they like lost, but if they gained, we would just like give them their book back.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So even more so, like, I couldn't ever be in a relationship like that ever.
No, for
That's so
anybody
wrong.
to ever care, like.
oh, if I tried that, you guys would never see me.
No,
again.
exactly. Like
I
that's
think
why I
most
asked.
people
That's why I
would
asked,
be.
is that
There'd be a
man's
missing
still
persons
alive?
report several days later. Like,
Like this,
Yeah.
I haven't seen
just,
Keith in a minute.
yeah. We should probably do a wellness check on him.
Right.
But it's like, why would you even why do you care if you're about to marry somebody? Like you just love them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it shouldn't matter what their appearance is. I mean, you want them to be healthy, but
Of
weight
course.
is not a part of health. I yes it is, and no, it's not.
Yeah.
But to be that demanding and
Well, not only that, like, if you're going to be like that with your spouse, like, you're definitely going to be that with your children. And like,
Yeah,
that's horrible
that's a good
to
point.
think about. Like,
And like imagine then getting pregnant and then having to
Oh my God.
gain
Yeah.
weight and
It's been 3 weeks postpartum. What's the deal?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like that's insane.
Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah. So when's that baby weight coming off?
Yeah.
So,
What do you do all day?
like, come on. I still see a little bit of a belly here. What's going on?
what a lunatic.
Right?
Yeah.
Bleh, bleh.
Then if you have a C-section, you have a
He's
fupa.
probably all like crusty too. Like just, you know what I mean? I feel like men like that are just like crusty, like unmoisturized.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, just morally
talons for toenails
awful.
or something. Like just like the worst of the worst. Like
Yeah.
they're never anything. They're
Yeah, that's
Gross.
clearly somebody who's not okay with himself
yeah,
and just like portraying that onto other people. Like
correct. Yeah.
that's a you problem.
Well, so verdict.
She was not in the wrong.
Okay.
100%.
The
1000%.
twist of the century. All right. How about another?
Yes.
Am I in the wrong for breaking up with my girlfriend after she rejected my proposal twice? Here's the backstory. I'm going to leave the name out. This person and I have been dating for 4 years. I love her dearly and felt like she was my soulmate. I knew I wanted to propose 2 years ago, but decided to wait additional time so I could get in a better financial situation. Last year, I proposed. It was a private proposal on the beach where we went on our first date. She looked at me and said, I want to, but not right now. She said she wasn't in the right space personally and that she needed time. That stung, but I was okay with it. After all, I put it off initially so I could be in a better position, so only fair for me to give the same opportunity. It's been a year since then, and I decided to try again. This time, I asked friends to help set it up because I wanted to do something more involved. We orchestrated a nice dinner and proposed in front of a nice fountain in the city's botanical garden. Everything went great. We got to the fountain. She saw the roses and everything, and then I got down on the knee, and she teared up and said, "Not yet." This stung badly a second time. I knew I wanted this, but this is the second time I've been turned her down. I asked why. She told me the same thing as last time. This hurt more than the 2 rejections. I told her if after 4 years she isn't sure, then what could possibly make her sure? She asked for more time, and I said no. I told her I'm not going to keep wasting my time if she's going to keep saying no. She began begging me not to leave and said, "Fine, I'll marry you anyways. Please don't leave." This made me mad, but I didn't say anything. I left. My phone has been blowing up by our friends, her parents, and everyone telling me that I'm in the wrong for throwing this away. The other half of my friends are not on my side, but they're not on hers either, staying neutral. So am I in the wrong?
I don't think so. If you don't know after 4 years
And 2 proposals.
and 2 proposals, what else is there? I mean, was there age in that?
It didn't say the
It
age.
didn't say age. Okay. I feel like age.
I would presume by how it's written, people in their 20s.
Yeah. And if they were together for 4 years, I feel like age does play a role in, I wouldn't say level of commitment.
Oh, I'm sorry. They did give age. They edited after the fact. They are both 29.
Oh, okay. So they're
That
old.
changes it.
You're old. Like,
changes
you're
it.
fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're not like 19 years old, which I could then maybe
Yeah, if
give
you were
a
still
little
in college,
grace.
you didn't get a real job yet.
Correct.
Like, things like
but
that. I can see.
29, you're a full-blown grown adult.
Clearly, she's waiting for a better option. Like she's
Yeah.
not.
But my other question, which I can't ask them, but I also find
Well, I
it
can
odd.
always look in the comments to see if someone
Ooh,
has.
yes. I find it odd that they're not having these conversations
That's what I thought too.
with each other.
Absolutely.
Like after 4 years, are you not having, even like you go out to dinner and like, oh,
Yeah.
are you not having those moving forward topic conversations like
Right.
marriage, kids, things like that?
Right. Like the time. Did it say what the time span was between the first
1
proposal?
year.
There's 1 year between the first and the second.
So
That's
there
a-
was plenty of
So
time.
a 3 year and then 4 year. That's
Like-
a,
Yeah. After the first proposal, you
Mm-hmm.
sit down and say, okay, what are the things that are going to get you there?
right. What do you need to accomplish in your life? Which I've never understood I need to accomplish XYZ before I get married.
Yeah.
Um,
There's never going to be a good time in your life.
right. Like I can
there's
understand you
always
want the
stuff.
finances. Sure. Like you want,
Yeah.
if you're paying for it for yourself or you, whatever, but I mean, if you're just living in a studio apartment together with barely any money, you could still get engaged and you
Right.
can still get married. I don't feel like there's anything in life that should hold you back from going forward.
Right. Like if there's a real relationship there,
Yeah.
you're not going to say no.
Right.
You're going to say yes, but maybe you have a longer engagement.
Exactly.
Like you don't just
you can
say
be engaged
no.
for 2, 3, 4 years and what does it matter? But unless marriage isn't a thing for her, and that's a possibility. Like if you
Yeah.
don't want to be married and that's just whatever, you
Yeah.
don't believe in it or what have you. But again, why aren't these conversations happening within the relationship?
Right. And I definitely don't think he's in the wrong with saying, okay, fine. then.
No, I
Like-
don't think so. I mean, I'm sure and who would want to marry somebody
Who's
would be
unsure?
fine, I'll marry you anyways. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want your pity, yes. You know? And
Yeah. Fine.
ah,
I'll take the ring.
yeah.
It better be like 3 carats though. Or I'm not taking it. Does
Seriously.
it say that they were living together or any of those things in the comments?
Let me check.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Right? Like it's just a hard no. Like-
right.
It says that both times it was a not yet.
Not yet.
However,
Yet.
at 3 and then 4 years. Like,
Yeah. It just doesn't make any
So the question is when? And,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't wait.
no. No, after that long and that old. Like I know I'm not saying 29 is old. Like you're not an old person, but you're old enough that your stuff is settled.
But yeah, if you're unsure
Right.
that much, then
Then you're not
Then it
you don't
should
want to
be
get
a no.
married, whether you don't want to get married to this person or you don't want to get married in general. And
right.
that's fine either way, but don't be upset when the person wants to walk away.
Yeah. That's a classic like she's controlling the situation and the minute it was switched and he started controlling it, she freaked.
Yeah.
Like
So no, he was not in the wrong.
definitely not.
I would have done the same.
You got to know when to fold them,
Yeah.
know when to hold them.
C'est la vie. And if people are mad about that, like his parents or her parents or their friends, like,
Yeah, why would they want that for him?
right. No.
don't rock the boat, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, here's a more mundane one. Am I in the wrong for refusing to give my girlfriend my jacket and shoes after I insisted that she bring one?
Oh.
Here's the context. I, 21-year-old male, have a girlfriend who's a 25-year-old female. We've been together for 9 months and things are generally great. I'm very chivalrous, opening doors, walking by the road, giving her my jacket when she's cold, etc., etc. Recently, I've noticed she's picked up a habit of leaving her jacket behind and asking for mine instead, and not packing comfortable shoes when we go out. Because of this, I always give her my jacket and shoes when we go out, so I am cold and barefoot.
I feel like this just happened somewhere. I don't know why.
Normally, I would simply carry her, but I have back issues, and putting that pressure on my back is ill-advised by my doctor.
Ill-advised.
I asked why she stopped bringing these items along, and she says she can't find her ballet flats, and she just keeps forgetting the jacket. To avoid this happening again, I bought her a new pair of flats and keep them in my car.
Oh.
It's been raining the past few days, so the weather has been colder than usual. 2 days ago, we went out, and before we left, I reminded her several times to pick up a jacket in case it starts raining. Just as we were about to leave, I asked one more time that she bring a jacket, and she said, "Oh, it's already in the car." Fast forward, we're taking a walk. She says her heels are starting to hurt her, and then she's feeling cold, so she'd like my jacket and shoes. Mind you, it was raining, so the ground was muddy, and I did not want to walk barefoot in the mud. I told her to wait on a bench so I could quickly grab her shoes and jacket from the car. She was hesitant and insisted she wanted mine, but I told her, no, you said it was in the car, so I'll just go grab it. Turns out she had not packed a jacket or shoes, and there was nothing in the car. I was annoyed at this point, so I told her to get in the car, we're going home. She was very mad and said that I was petty for ending a perfectly good evening because of a jacket. I told her that wasn't the issue, and that if she hadn't lied about the jacket, it wouldn't be a problem. Am I in the wrong?
That's a loaded one right there.
Like, why? I feel like she has a motive for not. There's a reason. She's not simply forgetting. There's a reason.
But what would that
I
be?
don't
It's not like a
know.
big deal.
It's
like
not. But
like, is she testing him? Is she like,
I don't know.
Setting him up for failure.
I mean, I feel like the first time is plenty. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah, it was like drawn out. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like it was a test.
But did he fail?
It seems like a tale as old as time, except for the make him walk barefoot part.
Yeah,
That
the
part's
jacket I
weird.
get. So, I mean, as a female, I bring
you wanna-
what I bring,
Yeah.
and I don't. Sometimes the jacket just doesn't go with your outfit, no matter how cold
Yeah.
or rainy it is. And but I don't think I've ever asked anybody for their personal belongings, so I was not cold and
You've
or
never
wet.
asked Tom for a jacket.
I don't.
Or shoes. The shoes I
The
don't
shoes
get.
are
The
the
shoes,
weird
no,
part.
I don't
Like,
think I've ever asked for. Like, I don't think I have. I don't think so. But maybe I just must have had my own.
Well, I think also when you're a mom, you're probably
I think I have everything.
you're probably just in the mode of having everything you need.
Yeah.
Like, I have a minivan.
Yeah.
Everything's in there at all times.
It's like, what do you need? Moisturizer, sunscreen, bug spray. I got you.
Exactly.
Exactly. But I would never make somebody walk barefoot. I could definitely see taking the jacket 100%. But
Yeah.
barefoot, that's cruel. Like, I would go barefoot before I ask somebody else to go barefoot because of my forgetting to bring something.
right. And it's clearly like, it was important enough for him to be like, you need to bring your own
Stuff.
like,
Right.
So she should have at least acknowledged that, like, she was overstepping.
Right. Like,
Whether
hey,
or not
I'm
that was-
sorry,
yeah.
But again, to me, there's a reason that she didn't do it. Because if somebody reminds you multiple times
Yeah.
and then you have to
Probably
lie
did-
about it,
Probably didn't go with her outfit.
if that's what it is.
But just throw it in the car. Like,
Yeah.
what is wrong with
Well, yeah,
that?
does his shoes go with her outfit?
Right?
That's the bigger
Hey,
question.
maybe the guy's got great taste. in
Maybe
footwear.
Yeah,
he
you
has
never
like
know.
a nice Timberland or something like that.
Timberlands. Timberlands.
No, he was not in the
I mean,
wrong.
I get like, wanting to wear your like boyfriend's jacket, like, or
Sure.
sweatshirt if you're cold, like whatever, but like not that long drawn out.
No, not over multiple occasions and shoes. If I ever put on Tom's shoes, I'd be like, like trying to like what?
Never would that happen.
Like clown shoes.
Yeah. Seriously. No, thank you. I don't want your dirty shoes.
He was definitely not in the wrong. He ended the date. I mean, he didn't flip out. He wasn't. It doesn't sound like he was rude or yelled at her or anything like that. It was a simple. Let's pack it up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get wet. I'm not walking in
Yeah,
the
I don't
mud.
wanna.
You're not. So either wear what you have or let's go home.
Right.
I think he made the right call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So verdict.
not in the wrong.
Not
wrong.
definitely not.
Not in the wrong.
Nope.
I feel like
Get your
Stuff.
together or get out.
there
Wise
you have
words
it.
from Kristen Smith.
There you have it. All right.
You guys want to do one more?
I gotta go.
Okay.
I gotta go get Ryan.
We gotta sign
Oh, but
off.
This is a good one.
Oh, he's like, please.
Real quick.
All right, real
Yes.
quick.
Okay.
Wait, let me just text him and tell him. Wait for me.
The podcast is more important than my
The
offspring.
children.
Child
Children
of mine.
can wait.
I need to speak to the internet, so you're gonna have
Okay.
to wait.
All right, we have 5 minutes.
5
Okay.
minutes.
Am I in the wrong for telling my boyfriend to get up earlier? This one requires context. Me, a 37-year-old female, and my partner, a 35-year-old male, are at an impasse. I work a full-time job in a very demanding environment, and my partner is unemployed and has been for 2 years.
Oh,
Recently, he's been getting up extremely late in the day and going to sleep around 4 a.m. after playing video games from about noon.
Oh, didn't
I've
know.
been on night shifts this month and am unable to get certain errands done during the day as I'm trying to get some sleep. I got upset with him yesterday after he was still asleep at 6 p.m. We had a major argument and he claimed that playing video games is important to decompress. I asked what it is he might be decompressing from as he's unemployed. I told him that I am exhausted and I need more help around the house, and if he could please maybe do some chores while I sleep since we live together and he doesn't have any obligations. He's got defensive and said that I should be cleaning up more. I shot back that I'm paying the rent and all the bills, and the least he could do is empty the bins that are overflowing with his energy drink cans. He told me he needs the energy drinks and that he gets very tired. We argued for a while before I told him that I want him up and out of bed before noon. He got quiet and called me condescending before turning on his Xbox. Am I in the wrong? The easiest softball of a question.
Wow. No. I think noon is a very reasonable request.
Very reasonable.
Very reasonable. She's not asking very much. Like, hey, help me around the house.
Especially if he's not working.
Yes, like he wants to play his video games to decompress from his very busy day, whatever. That's fine. But do it at normal times, get up at a normal time, clean up, do things, help out around the house, then go back to playing your video games. Like it's
How long was he unemployed for?
2 years.
2 years.
And like for what?
Oh, that-
what do you-
there's
why
so
are
much
you-
more wrong
Like
with
why are you?
Yeah, the sleeping's just the tip of the iceberg
Yeah.
on that one.
And they're not married. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
And she's paying
She
all the
has a-
bills.
She has
Yeah.
a live-in son is what she has.
Literally.
Yeah, no.
A trophy boyfriend, if you will. That is not a trophy by any means.
Yeah, no.
No, get
No.
your behind up, clean the house while I do the stuff outside of the house.
How about look for a job?
Yeah, why is he unemployed for 2 years? Like,
How
what
about
is?
like,
Guys, he's decompressing.
He is decompressing.
Sometimes
you know what?
he loses in Call of Duty, and it's really stressful.
That's really
for him.
sad for him, and his journey has been really tough. And I do understand that. I do.
We have to be inclusive and sympathetic.
We
with him.
do.
We really do.
We
How
have to
about-
give him a little bit of a pass. I mean,
how about by 10 o'clock and like show me proof that you've applied for at least 5 jobs a day?
she needs to be like the unemployment. Like, all right,
Right.
show me 3 jobs that you employed,
Right.
like applied to this week. Give me the names, the numbers.
There's so much more about than when he wakes up for the day.
Yeah.
Like there's so much more to unpack there.
Yeah.
Like that's the least of her problems.
Like, do you have another hobby? Like, are you just playing video
Do
games?
you have
do
any
do anything? Do
motivation?
you leave the house? You just sit in the house all day? And,
Yeah, like who does the groceries? Like who cooks
well, she
dinner?
did, right? She was saying she pretty much did everything. And then he had the audacity to say she had to clean up more. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no thanks.
Again,
No.
that's another. If I tried that, I would not be seen from.
Correct. Like the Xbox
Literally.
would find its way in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need to clean up. This looks a little dirty.
Yeah, this looks dirty. This looks like very
Oops,
much
that wasn't supposed to get
trash.
My
sudsy.
clan needs me. We have a raid at 4.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, not in the wrong.
No.
That's
no.
that's
We'll
it.
find some more nuanced ones next time. Those,
yeah.
those are all pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, we'll find
Are
some.
you crazy? Like- well, we
right.
just need to sign off then.
Yeah.
Sign off.
Do it.
Sign off.
Sign
Be
off.
sure to clown around with us next time on
Yeah.
Join us next time for some more
Off-Topic Discussion.
Way off topic.
Da, 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 da.